Hello, my name is Monica Dubé. My business is called Heal Your Mind, Heal Your Life. And I'm a mindset and business coach, and I help women especially change their mind about themselves and their lives and create much more impact and power in their lives and businesses. And I do that by using methods that release the mind, release the subconscious from false beliefs. Now, when I was first getting started as a healer of the mind, which was about 30 years ago, I was really depressed and I was living in New York City, and I started to work with my thoughts, and that changed my life entirely. I came out of depression. I found the answer to how to shift your beliefs very quickly and learn to live with more peace and joy and harmony. And in my life now, I realized that about 5 years ago that I wanted to have more impact and teach women this important way to release beliefs very quickly so they can shift out of feeling diminished power around money. And why is that so important? Well, it stops you from doing what you want to do, and it stops you from being the powerful business owner, mother, wife, whatever it is you want to be. Because there's something in the way, there's subconscious beliefs, and none of them are true, but we have so been conditioned to believe a certain thing about our lives and about how we look at money and how we look at self-worth. And what I found was those two things are very tied together. Self-worth and money, of course, are very tied together. And when we grow up feeling a diminished sense of self-worth, we also have experiences of diminished money and power with money. Now, a lot of us have learned how to shift that perhaps in our lives, but when it comes down to feeling very satisfied or fulfilled with your life, sometimes we're very successful in life and we may have money and lots of money, and that's okay, but then there's this sense of something's wrong, or there's a sense of fraudulence or a sense of not deserving, and that will stop you from really feeling fulfilled once you are doing well. So it's very tricky. The mind is all full of false ideas that you've been taught growing up. It's in our society, it's in our religious upbringing. It certainly is in our culture with regard to women. And my business and who I am is someone who really wants to shift all of that, help women shift that now. I believe, from being an energy worker and a healer on the higher dimensions, I believe we're all meant to be coming into our power now, that we are here to bring compassion, wisdom, and female leadership into the world, and we need it, okay? The world is a little insane right now. There's a lot of chaos, and we've got to learn how to harness the power of our mind in order to harness the power of our lives. Okay. Now you may feel that you're doing fine, but there's going to be some things that come up in your life, and we all have them, right? Even it doesn't matter how much money you're making. We all have these parts of us that trip us up, and because we repeat these patterns, they're subconscious. We don't even know about them. So my business is to help you get those out of the way, so that you can live your dream, so you can impact more people, so you can be more powerful, so you can inspire more people. Perhaps you have a dream of, having a business that really helps other women get out there. I do. This is my whole purpose. Okay. Now, I was a spiritual teacher for many years, 30 years, teaching A Course in Miracles, and I was really good at that. And I thought, I'll just keep doing that. But my guidance kept telling me, no, you're going to help women get out of their disempowerment. Right? So my whole business now is to empower the disempowered. So if you have any issues about money or any issues about financial well-being, and I know a lot of us, if you're a healer, if you've been doing that kind of work for a while, there's a lot of resistance to money, and that's because of our past. Okay, and we can now break through that because we're coming into a higher frequency with money and impact and power, and women have to learn how to manage our own money and how to be really confident in dealing with it in the world. Okay, now I struggled with this most of my life because I grew up in a very lower middle class family in Maine. I have 8 brothers and sisters, and we have a very strong family, very, very loving family. But money was always an issue, and it was something that I always had to struggle with. So throughout my life, I've had lots of moments of having everything I want and realizing that wasn't fulfilling, and then also letting it go and going into my spiritual path and really gutting myself out of this whole worldly experience and knowing that my life has a spiritual aspect that is so important. It's critical to me that I be a spiritual teacher. Okay, so that's what I am. I help people with their spirituality, but also with issues in third dimension and what you're dealing with on the earth and in time and space. So I can heal on both levels, and my gift is in helping you shift from one belief to another, from fear and shame to love, forgiveness, and honesty with yourself and honesty with people in your life, and really honesty with who you want to be, right? So you may have big dreams, but you're holding back those dreams because you don't believe you deserve them. Okay. Now this method that I use, and I have about 3 or 4 methods that I teach in my programs, it's really powerful and it will work really quickly for you. But I want to explore a couple of ideas first, okay? Because there's some things you have to understand before you can actually start to work in the subconscious. And there's a lot of thoughts in there that you've carried with you your whole life. All right, so what does it mean? I believe you can live your dream. You can be crazy. You can become truly open-minded, and you can truly shift your conditioning from what it's been in the past to a whole new way of thinking and being in the world. Your life is up to you. What you do with it is up to you. It has absolutely nothing to do with anyone else's belief system or what you've been taught. So my thing is, I want to get to the heart of the matter. I want to get to what's actually going on in you. If you don't know what your beliefs are, you're not going to be able to shift them. So there's a lot of self-inquiry that has to happen with this program. And that means you being willing to be authentic and listen to someone who can shine light on your blind spots, okay? And not be afraid to take a look at where you've been holding back and where you've been struggling, okay? So if you're tired of the struggle with money issues and financial freedom and you're blocking yourself from getting to the next level, this is going to help you, I promise. So I love to work with miracles, right? I studied and taught A Course in Miracles for many years, I still do. And miracles are basically shifts in perception from fear or a blocked emotion to the flow, letting the flow happen, right? It's the same thing with money. You're letting the flow happen. You're letting it in. You're letting it go. You're not holding on to it or thinking, I'm going to lose something, but really learning to trust in this process of giving and receiving. So in my mind, giving and receiving are one in truth. So you can't lose anything when you give. In fact, you gain when you give. All right. Now that's a principle that's just, it's a law. All right. And what it means is cause and effect, right? If I give, I am believing in the flow. If I hold back and constrict and stay afraid, I'm not trusting. And so I can't receive. You see, it's like a closed thought system. So the important thing is to know that you have the power to remove the blocks from your mind, but you have to be trained. You have to know how. Hooking up to the source is key. We have to do that first. Hooking up to source, which means learning how to connect to your higher self, and with help from the universe or your higher self, however you want to define that, doesn't matter to me, you can go through this release process, okay? So we do that first, and we ask for the higher self to come forward, let go of any fear, any anxiety about that, and know that we are connected, always, always, always connected to our higher self. Feel the energy in right below your navel, okay? Like right between the hips. Put your hand there and notice what it feels like to connect to that you, all right? That's what I first have to instill in you, is that you're going to have to connect to your real self. The next thing is, there's lots of things that you could do. Connecting to your higher self, you can check in. You can ask yes or no, okay? You can ask questions of yourself. You can really look within and ask for guidance and get it. That's really important, because once you learn that, once you've got that connection, guess what? The higher self knows everything. It's infinite in its knowledge. All right. Now, in my belief system, we've been here many lifetimes, and we're now on the cusp of bringing this state of humanity into a wholly different place. And that means a higher frequency, a lot more joy, a lot more love, and a lot more happiness. And the reason that we're doing that now is because it's just time. Okay, there's no like theory behind it. It's time. We've been waiting for this for a very long time, and it's now so exciting. We get to be who we really are on the planet and have free self-expression. Now, what can you do to release beliefs? I'm just going to show you a couple things that I do. Okay. When I learned that my beliefs were holding me back, I realized, okay, give me something. Give me ways to let this go. Okay. And I've been training my mind for years. So I finally saw it's not a big deal. It's just that you have to do it. It's a practice. All right. It's not a quick fix. And a lot of people get angry about that. Why can't I just fix it? Why can't I get rid of my beliefs? I just want to get rid of them. It doesn't work that way. There's no getting rid of anything. It's the other way around, actually. It's embracing. It's including. It's having compassion for yourself and your beliefs and everything you've experienced up till now. And yes, you've been telling yourself stories about that. Of course, we all have. And now it's just time to recognize the story is not the truth. It's not who you are. So, more people that did this workshop with me had bigger and bigger results. And I'll just give you an example of one person who worked with me for a period of about a year. And we went from her being chronic fatigued, no job. Her husband was making all the money. She was just kind of not able to get out of bed, to being the CEO of a company that's very successful now. All right. So this can happen to you, right? If you know how to work with your mind, if you know how to work with your thoughts. My whole business is all about that. So I make a total commitment. I want you to make a total commitment to yourself right now. Okay, I make a total commitment to myself that I will offer this to the world. No, I made a total commitment to myself that I would offer this to the world and embrace the ideas of divine love and unlimited abundance in work, in finances, in relationships, and in every aspect of my life. I am committed to that. And that's who I am. So everything's changed for me since I did that. I've moved down to Florida from where I was up in the Northeast. And I was actually in Wisconsin when I first started hearing the voice tell me I'm going to be doing this. And it was really important that I listen to that and follow it. And ever since then, I've been coaching a lot of people. Now, here's the other thing. Allowing anything to happen that's going to benefit you. Can you stay open to having a whole new experience of yourself today? Knowing that there's only the now, there's not tomorrow. Now is the time that change can occur. Then healing of your mind can occur. The universe, another principle is the universe is always abundant. It is abundant. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. You can't tell it it's not. It's just we have free will and choice. So our power lies in choosing what we're going to believe about ourselves, right? It's allowing ourselves to believe something completely different from where we were a moment ago. Now, how do you do that? Well, that's what I teach you as we do this. I'm going to teach you one really quick method of doing it, okay? So, you're always being taken care of perfectly. That's another rule. You are always being taken care of perfectly. And knowing that, you can move forward through whatever you want to move forward through. You can let go of anything you want to let go of, and you can embrace more love, more light, and more power, and more money. Okay, so what is your reality? Your reality is light, and that just means a higher frequency can come in and show you who you really are and help you to see you have power and you have the choice to do what you want with your life, to create what you want. Okay, that's what I am all about. The beings that are with you, your higher frequency, I'm calling them beings. They're just, lighter frequency beings. You can call them angels or guides. I work with them all the time to ensure that your life is going to change, not only in finances, but in dramatic ways. You could have a change of mind really instantly in any aspect of your life that you choose. Now, why is that? Because the release of fear is what we're all about. We're here to let go. We're here to stop constricting ourselves and stop believing we don't deserve. Okay. So money blocks are what I'm going to talk about today, because money blocks are the ones that keep us from having more impact and power. And when you don't have power, and you don't believe that you can do what you came here for, it holds you back and it diminishes who you are. And it's a loss of power. It's not who you are. Okay. So we can release that. So I'm going to get into some of the teaching, which is that a lot of what we believe, a couple beliefs are, I'm not worthy to receive. Now, a lot of us were brought up in churches that said things like that. Okay, so we've had it instilled in our mind for a very long time. You don't have to believe that anymore. It's not true. You are completely worthy and nothing's wrong with you. Absolutely nothing. And that's the premise. Nothing's wrong with you. You're whole and you're perfect. And you've been telling yourself otherwise. I get it. But that still doesn't make it true. So I uncreate and delete these ideas. This is how I use the process. I'm going to teach you this process really quickly. Uncreate and delete. I uncreate and delete this idea. Whenever you hear yourself say something like, I don't deserve this, you have to notice that you're feeling that. Feel it in your body. Where is that? I don't deserve. I'm not worthy. All right, feel it right now. Just come down into your heart, or wherever you're feeling, I don't deserve. And notice where you start to feel pain or constriction. And breathe into it. Really take some deep breaths. Okay, throat. For me, it's throat. You might feel it in your throat. Wherever you feel it, it's totally fine. Embrace that feeling. Don't reject it. It may bring tears. That's fine. And I want you to know that we're going to release it right now. So I uncreate, delete, and destory the idea that I'm not worthy. I know it's not true, and I give up that idea now. So I let it go entirely from my subconscious. Now, I don't have enough is another one. I don't have enough of whatever it is. It could be anything. Money, love, support. I had that one for years. And so right now we're going to look at that one and undo it. So I don't have enough blank. You fill it in. Just feel it. And feel how that makes you feel to believe that thought. I don't have enough, whatever it is. Just feel into it for a moment. Come into your heart and recognize that's not true. I don't want that anymore. The truth is, well, first we release it. I uncreate, delete, and destory the idea that I don't have enough. I do have enough, okay? But I uncreate, delete, and destory any idea that I don't have enough. Love or support or money or anything it is that you're asking for. I thank God that's not true. I have plenty of money, support, love, and abundance. I have plenty of love, support, and abundance. And that's actually what's true, because the universe is a place of abundance. It's a place where everything is freely given. It's a universe of love. It's a universe that's friendly. It's a universe where people have free choice, and you can choose what you believe. So you have the power to choose your belief here. Delete and release that statement now. I have plenty of love. I have plenty of support to manage my life, especially my finances. I have plenty of money to manage my finances. I have plenty of power to manage my finances and to accept and embrace abundance in my life now. Now, this might feel false to you. It might not feel true. And that just means these are layered. You've got beliefs that have layers to them. So underneath them, there may be some shame from the past. Say you've been through some kind of a financial struggle, or you lost your business at one time, or you had to file bankruptcy. Anything like that could be coming up at this time, because we're shining a light on financial issues, which is where a lot of people have a lot of avoidance and fear and shame. So shame is a very deep experience. It's also one of the lowest frequencies on the scale. And the reason is it keeps you so stuck. And it's really just self-blame, and it keeps you in that cycle of viciousness of attacking yourself. So we're going to release that idea right now. And notice that you've made that up, and you can let go of shame in an instant. I forgive myself for being ashamed of my situation. Forgiveness is something that's a quick release. I forgive myself for believing that I'm ashamed, or I need to be ashamed, or I should be ashamed, right? You should be ashamed. I don't know, sometimes we were taught that growing up. There's no shame involved here. This is freedom. This is freeing ourselves from our conditioning. Now, shame is a very heavy emotion. We do want to make sure that you know you don't have to carry that with you wherever you go. If you do have it, and we all do, you're going to feel it somewhere in your, probably in your solar plexus or your heart. Oh, your throat. Yep, there's my throat again. And you just open up and start to release. What's that shame? What is that all about? And this might be triggering a lot for you, and I hope it isn't. Well, actually, I hope it is, because I want you to know that you can release it really quickly. My energy is very high and bright, and you can let this go right now. The intention is to always let go of the emotion. Even though it's come up, we know we can choose to feel it, choose to embrace it, and choose to release it. Okay? Now, this takes work. Yep, nothing's easy. It's simple, but you've got to work it. Okay, it's a program. All right, healing is not complicated. It's very simple. It's a very simple thing to choose to release your beliefs, but you have to do it. And if you need support, you got to reach out. I forgive myself for believing I should be ashamed of my financial situation. I let this go now. It is not true. It's simply not true. It's just a thought, and I can let go of that now. I forgive myself for believing it. I forgive myself for being afraid of my financial situation. And I forgive myself for what's happened in the past with my finances. Can you feel that? I can feel that lifting off the back of my head. Just really letting go. I forgive myself for hanging on to any kind of self-blame or criticism about my finances. Really let that go. I can feel it like you're taking a cloak off of you. You've just been carrying this heavy cloak with you and wearing it. And we're going to unbutton it and release it and let it go. Feel that shift. Take it, let it, give it time. If you need a moment, I can feel the energy still coming out of my head. Okay, you're going to feel that energy start to shift as we work. I forgive myself for believing I'm bad for getting into this situation. I forgive myself for believing that shame serves me. It doesn't serve you. It's actually, all it does is make you feel bad. I forgive and I accept the release of this situation as I learn from it and grow. I accept the situation as I learn from it and grow. Yeah. So forgive yourself for forgetting what's true. That's the next part, is forgiving yourself for forgetting what's actually true. Is these were just mistaken ideas, and none of them were true. I forgive myself for forgetting that. I forgive myself for forgetting that life is eternal, that life is powerful, that I have power, that I am a creator. I can create my life as I desire it to be. I forgive myself for forgetting that there's a plan. There's a whole divine plan for me that works, and it's up to me to give to it, to give my life to it, to give my attention to it. There's a plan that's already been set in motion. I just have to get on that trajectory and decide to go down that road. Absolutely. I forgive myself for forgetting that I have all power. I can use my power to free myself today, right here, right now. Okay? And I accept the release of this situation as I learn from it and grow. And here it is, expanding, growing, trusting in the universe to give you what you desire. Because you're here to have impact. You're here to help others, and you're here to heal your mind and heal your life. I hope this helped you today. It's really my joy to be a part of this and to recognize that we all have a gift to give, and we are all important in our lives. We have important gifts to give. People are waiting for you. Get out there and give your impact, and have your impact, and give your gifts to people, because it's time. This clearing process will work for you anytime you choose. I so feel amazingly grateful to you for joining me today. Thank you with all my heart. I love you. Take care. Monica Dubé. Bye now.